My name is Nick Jaime. I am the owner, producer, and the music curator for wdlj Internet Radio, Green Bay, Wisconsin. So wdlj started out a couple years ago as a way to keep in touch with the local music scene back home. I was really into the local music scene. I liked it, knew all the bands, and this was my way of kind of getting those guys some exposure for what it was worth, even though nobody really listened to the station at the time. Fast forward 2 years later, it's become more of a passion and less of a hobby. So what I do is I go out and I like to find bands that are lesser known, and they're not signed, and some of them haven't even played a show yet. But what I like to do is get those guys onto the station and kind of get them exposure and get their ball rolling. So wdlj Internet Radio is independent music for independent artists. And by that I mean not just the musician, but also the people who go into all the people that go into making the music. The engineers, the producers, all of those folks, I think, can take something away from wdlj Internet Radio. What we plan on doing in the future is launching an app with YouTube videos, Facebook content, and all of the bands that are going to be on it. You'd be able to find those bands on the app itself. It's a great app. It's really nice, and it's pretty seamless. So I'm really happy that we have that out there, and that's a great way for listeners to keep it around in their back pocket. We also want to start in the future coming up with artist interviews and putting those on YouTube, and those are going to be more of an educational type of video. So if you want to know what it was like to work in a recording studio, or what piece of gear somebody used on a particular song or album, that information is going to be there. So I'm really excited to do those kinds of things. Then once a month, get an artist who's passing through Green Bay, and they would come and sit on the couch and do a live performance that we would be able to stream on Facebook and also post it on YouTube. So a lot of things that we're able to do now that I couldn't do 2 years ago. And then long term, I think this could be something that it's never going to replace the Last FMs. It's never going to replace the Spotifys or the Pandoras. And that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is have a knowledge base for independent artists, independent thinkers, that they can get that message across. Green Bay has an awesome music scene. We got the Meyer Theater, we have the Riverside Ballroom, Rock and Roll Land, Gasoline. Even bands come to Lambeau Field, they blow the doors off of the whole city. What I want wdlj Radio to do is be able to capitalize on that and all the bands that are coming through, and show the world that Green Bay can be a predominant music hub. But yeah, I think that's kind of what wdlj Radio is in a nutshell. My name's Nick Jaime. I am the owner, producer, and music curator for wdlj Internet Radio.